Hi there, my name's Simon, and in this episode of the Maserati Guy, we're just going to be taking the R8 for a little casual afternoon drive. I'm still in that phase of owning this car where I go down into the garage and kind of just look at it and stare at it, which is kind of weird, and just open up the engine bay and kind of drool over the engine and look at it and think, oh my god, I actually own this car, and oh my god, how low is it, and oh my god, doesn't this look just crazy. I know I'm in the honeymoon period of ownership, but even having owned the Maserati Gran Turismo, which is a very special car, there's something even more extraordinary about this R8. It's captivating, it really is. And I just want to take it out for a drive for no purpose at all, other than just to be in it and to experience it. It's kind of funky. It's good. It's good. It's really exciting. As I say, it is just an amazing car, and I'm totally in that honeymoon period right now. So yesterday I was at this track day, which was organised by a dementia charity. It's a very good cause. My mother suffered from dementia in the last kind of 6-7 years of her life, and it's a cruel disease, so anything that benefits research into dementia treatment and combines it with a love of driving and being able to, you know, have a day with like-minded people is a win in my book. So we were at a secret location yesterday at a private track. Not so much a track as a section of road built on private ground. Can't say much more than that or else I'll get into trouble, but I was able to take the R8 round this track with a professional co-pilot telling me what to do, and eventually I'll have some still shots, and I've got a little video clip, literally just 20 seconds that I'll show you now. But at that particular day, we had, I was trying to think what we had. We had my R8, we had a Mercedes AMG GTC, I had a Porsche 911 GTS, what else did we have? There was a Aston Martin DB9, a Mercedes CLK 55, a Lotus Elise, I think. I have to go back and check. I think it was an Elise. So some pretty awesome cars, and raised a lot of money for dementia research as well. But I think my R8 got the most attention out of all the cars. People were crowding around it and asking me questions and admiring it. It was really cool, I have to say. And I had the engine bay open just so that people could see. And it's got the compliance plate on it. People were blown away when they saw the compliance plate. 2009. I mean, they could not believe it. One lady said, "Oh, you're going to keep it in concourse?" Yeah, It's my, it's not a concours car at all. I mean, she didn't look at it closely, of course, but the impression of it from, a fairly casual glance is that this is an extremely tidy car in very good condition. The engine bay, as I say, looks immaculate. The panel, the bodywork is immaculate. The only issues I have at the moment are the front bumper bar has some paint chips, and I'm thinking I might actually get that professionally done, and then maybe a clear wrap just on the front part of the car, just to stop that happening again. But the interior is just, it's spotless. I mean, I think I've done really well here. I mean, normally I'm pretty shit at buying cars, and I'm sure there's going to be some major issue that will arise, and I'm going to have to, spend thousands getting it fixed. But I think I might have actually done all right here. Better not say that too loudly because it'll tempt fate. But yeah, I mean, interior is absolutely spotless. The interior roof lining hasn't got a mark on it. The leather is spotless. Yeah, might have done all right here. And I have to say, I do love the first gen look of this R8. I think when they split the side blade and kind of toned it down a bit, it almost lost its characteristic, its key characteristic, which was that striking and daring full height side blade. So yeah, it's kind of love the shape. I think if anything, the front could maybe be a little bit more aggressive. And I think they've improved the front with the later models, but the profile view and the rear view just cannot beat it. So I'm just going to say a few words about the R-Tronic. Okay, this isn't going to be my massive rant about the R-Tronic. I'm going to save that for another day. I'm going to do a proper video on that. I've already done a video on the Maserati F1 transmission. I'll put a link to that. I think it's that side up there. That was basically just explaining how robotized manual gearboxes work and what their advantages and disadvantages were. That was in the context of the MC shift in the Maserati. But this gearbox is very similar in the sense that even I looked down in the engine bay and it has the Magneto Morelli brand name, which was, I think, the manufacturer of the robotized system on the Maserati, and it's the same in the Audi. So not entirely surprising. Similar systems, probably similar components. So what I would say is that I really enjoyed it on the track yesterday, and the co-pilot I was with commented on how good it was. And now it's not smooth like a dual clutch. It is quite aggressive, but there is a reason why they call these an F1 transmission. It's because they use them on the Formula One cars, because they do the job. They may not be as smooth as a dual clutch, but my God, they do the job, I tell you. So when I was going up the straight and changing up, it was brutal and quick, and it's engaging. It has that sense that you're really, controlling some extraordinary piece of mechanical engineering, and it adds to the excitement and the atmosphere and the whole drama of the car itself, the whole experience, change up, and then we'll squirt it. And so you can see that it really doesn't hang about. You can see it just shifts very rapidly indeed. And it makes for good drama as well. I always find it a bit strange that people will praise a manual gearbox but will criticise an R-tronic. What's wrong with getting a computer and hydraulics to do it better than I can? As I say, I'm very happy with the R-tronic. I like it. And you do get a decent shifter in the R8. It's a nice metal shifter in the same vein as the manual. Way better than the kind of sticky buttons on the Gran Turismo, which are always a bit disappointing. The one thing I will say about the R8 though is the paddles are disappointing. They're basically the same paddles as you'd get on any other Audi car. They're small, plasticky, fixed to the steering wheel, which, you know, isn't such a bad thing. You know, a lot of cars have that. But they don't even match up to the paddles on the C63. The C63 has these lovely metal, solid, large paddles mounted behind the wheel, which really make driving that car in manual an absolute pleasure. Whereas this, I think it's the same that's on my wife's A3. I mean, they've got a bit of silver on the front, but that's about it. So yeah, could do better there. There might be an aftermarket alternative. I'll have to look into that, because that's the one thing that I think could really be improved with the paddle shift and the R-tronic generally, is that if you had some decent paddles, nice metal feel, it would make the whole gear changing experience a lot more enjoyable. But I'm not too worried about this car. It had a 150 point you know, the usual Audi 150 point inspection. I didn't go for an independent PPI. My experience with those has been mixed, and you know, I'm not sure of the value. It's got a thorough Audi service history going back until it was new. It's had a couple of independents over the last couple of years, but it was serviced by Audi just before purchase by me, so I'm pretty comfortable. If anything turns up in the next 3 months, I've got a warranty, 3-month warranty, which is statutory in Australia. So if anything goes particularly pear-shaped in the next 3 months, that'll all be covered. Even after the 3-month warranty has expired, I think if anything comes up that was ticked on that checklist, I think they'd be pretty foolish not to honour their inspection. So yeah, absolutely loving the car. It's a real head turner. I've had so many people stop and say nice things about it and how great it looks, and more so even than the Maserati. It's very interesting, really, how differently it's perceived. So yeah, very happy with it. Had a bit of a scare driving to this track day yesterday. I was desperately looking for a petrol station, and I was distracted and was about to turn into the left lane, and a van came up the inside of me, and I just reacted and turned away at the last minute. Oh, if I'd hit that guy, I would have been absolutely distraught. But all's well that ends well. We're just about to go over the Anzac Bridge, which is one of the other spectacular bridges in Sydney. It's kind of got this cable support suspension bridge design. Hopefully you can see part of this. This is kind of a nice loop to do around Sydney. You head off from I Am in North Sydney and then out to Gladesville, back onto through Drummoyne, back onto the Victoria Road over the Anzac Bridge, then back over the Harbour Bridge. Nice little loop, about half an hour. So any irritations so far? Not really. There's a few creaks in the dashboard here. You know, just little vibrations, which you can, they're very hard to pick. Oops, sorry. Yeah, quite hard to locate these little vibrations. And the thing is that often these vibrations will come and go. You know, you do a long drive and then some will stop and others will start. So it's kind of, you're constantly chasing your tail if you start looking for them. So just kind of live with them, really. Needs a bit of a detail, needs a thorough detail inside, and I'll probably get some paint correction and PPF done, or ceramic coat. I'll get my mate to do the ceramic coat on this and do a paint correction. I'm very, very happy with it so far. Loving the experience. So you can just see the Harbour Bridge in the distance there. Hopefully, I hope you can see that through the GoPro. Going over the Harbour Bridge now. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, just some random thoughts on the R8 and a casual drive. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give the like a click. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram at Maserati Guy 2017, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.